sheri nanga nalingaka mingi omumuno elanga nanga ya rose nabwakaka mai ntango nyonso nalingi yokola nabatelaka yo lokola gardien omitungisaka te mama elongola tango basusi ozali sheri nanga nalulaka mingi omumuno makanisi manga mpe babanzongaka na yo bomelanga esika moke na motema mpo na yo mama nasinye yo ma nandimi nasambwa bokamwa te bolingo
Yes, yes, yes. What's up, family? What's up, familia? My name is Ivan Diaz. Welcome to Ancestral on GIMIC Radio. I have the pleasure and honor of presenting amazing artists who push their culture. They're part of a movement, and they're also badass DJs that I've actually booked. So I'm excited to tell their story, to let them in on their world, because it's going to be a beautiful world. And they're actually playing tonight at Umi with Le Jeune Club and Cultura. So first, let me introduce Bomang. How are you?
Hey.
How you
I'm
doing?
Good. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah?
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here with us. And next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tana Flo.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
How we doing?
Doing good. Like the weather. Everything is beautiful. Happy to be here with
That's
you,
what's
with
up.
everyone.
That's what's up, man. Thank you for being here. And as we always start, this first song is always going to be an introduction of our ancestors, of the past, and we're going to tell a story. So, Bo, can you tell me, what is this song?
It's a song called Mumune by the band Tepe OK Jazz. It's a pretty old song, and I think the question you asked us was, send us a song, tell us about a track that brings you back to your roots. And that song does that for me, but like on an instinctive level. You hear something, you hear some notes, you hear a voice, and it brings you back to childhood. It brings you it brings you back to family time, maybe a family party, and that's exactly what that song does for me. It goes back to like the 60s, and so even for my parents, it's already a pretty oldish song, like not the most recent that they've had. But that was the type of music they were listening to when I was younger.
And where does it take you exactly? Like if you close your eyes and you listen and you hear this song, is there a place that it takes you to, like a specific moment?
I don't need to close my eyes to see it.
Word.
I was like 17, and I hadn't heard that song in years. And I was at a wedding party with my family, and I remember I was sitting down eating my food, and they started playing the song, and it got to a specific part. I think it's gonna come up in like a minute and 30 seconds, and from afar I could just see like all the older generation, just everybody moving like really in a very synchronized way, including like my older sister, my mom, and it was such a beautiful moment, and it's like engraved in my brain. And I had to leave. I was hungry as hell, but I had to leave my plate and just join everyone, not only because the song was so good, but because I hadn't heard it in years, and I got pushed back. I got thrown back like, maybe 15 years earlier, and that's the moment it brings me back to.
That's what's up. We always like to share those moments because music speaks and tells our stories. So that's why we always start with music that brings us back. And from Congo DRC, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
right?
DRC.
We're gonna go to the Philippines.
Walang iba ang sasarap sa pagtitinginan natin. Sana ay pinamagwakas itong awit ng pag-ibig. Awit natin ay wag na wag mong kalimutan. Pangako ko naman na lagi ka pakikinggan. Ang isang pag-ibig ay parang lansangan na padalawahan. Kaya't sa ating awit tayo ay magbigayan. Awitin mo at isasayaw ko. Oh, 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 ha. Awitin mo at isasayaw ko.
Yes. And can you please introduce this?
Yeah, so the song is called Awitin Mo at Isasayaw Ko. So basically it means you sing and I'll dance. So it's like a timeless track for us Filipinos, like you played it before, because it's a track from 1978 from this group called VST. V meaning Vic, S for Spanky, and T for Tito. That's their artist name. And basically it's a love story song during the martial law in the Philippines. So that's what was happening back then. And so this track, whenever you play this track in a wedding, a birthday, or if you sing karaoke, because karaoke, like everywhere in Asia, it's a big thing, and in the Philippines, it's like the national sport. But if you play that song, if you played it before, if you play it now, just the first note, everyone knows it's gonna go wild. And so yeah, this track reminds me a lot of back then in my childhood when I was invited in those big parties, and us Filipinos there's always a lot of music, a lot of food, like way much food, so that after you can take a doggy bag and take it home. And there's always good vibes where you can sing, dance, drink, of course. And this track is the perfect example of how it represents us every day, or back then and now.
And where does this track exactly take you? Like when you play it, and you hear it, where does it take you?
It could take me because the Philippines is an island. A group of islands. It takes me back there to the islands during the day, during the night. If it's during the day at the beach, if it's during the night at a bar, or even at my place or in the living room. It's a track that you can play just to feel good. So there's no specific place to be to play that track, but just feel the moment, feel the vibe, and you'll love the song.
Were you born in Brussels, or were you born in...
So I was born and raised here,
Uh-huh.
but my parents were both born and raised in the Philippines. So I'm the first generation here. The second generation here, sorry.
Yeah.
In Belgium. Yeah.
Okay. Same for you, Bo?
Same for me, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. This is lovely. I'm getting to know you guys in a special way, and I love it. I really love it. Because we always see each other, and it's always like in the clubs, in the parties. But I like to sit down and know your story. And we're going to go next to a song that takes us back once more. So I'm going to go back to Bo on this one.
I don't even know what I sent anymore.
Well, once you hear it, you'll see.
into the clubhouse. See how the boys them a drop down. And all the ladies just the holla say. Them no say wahala day. If you don't so you take a busy, make you know they fall. This not a song for the dancer. The way you move your body, girl, it be like say. You no say wahala day. Now the way you they do the things you do. It be like say you get plans for me and you. If I put it on you, you put it on me. What a man can do, a woman can do. So if you do me, I do you. Man, I go
Yes. And can you please introduce this one for us?
So the question that you asked was, give me a track that sends you back, brings you back to the early clubbing days, to your early clubbing days. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
And okay, I was like around 17 at the time. That was
No comment.
here it's like 16. Here it's 16. It's 16 in Belgium, so for the clubs it's 18. But you had a lot of like dancing bars, and you know.
But what? Be specific. What club, so you could take some of us back?
Yeah. I'm getting that. So yeah, that was like a good. Okay, let me just tell you my age. It was a good 14 years ago. I was a fresh student, and you remember at that time. Well, that's what it was for me. But I didn't follow DJs on Instagram. Instagram didn't exist. It was pure luck when I got somewhere and I heard the songs that I liked. That's why it was such an event when we would go out and hear the type of music that we enjoyed. I don't know if y'all remember it, but there was a bar called Live Music Cafe near Books. And it doesn't look like much when you just look at it. It doesn't exist anymore. But sometimes you would have like amazing Afrobeat DJs there, and you would have the time of your life with music like that. And then you would go the next weekend, and it would be dead. So it was. That's why I'm saying it was pure luck at the time. And I put this song because from the very first notes, everybody knows what's up. And yeah. That's the first song that came to my mind when you asked that question.
Yeah, and it was just at Borse, and so you didn't know who the DJs were. There was no like, it wasn't like a party that you would follow. It was just like, this is the spot where we're gonna hear good music.
Yeah, I think at the time, events on Facebook were barely becoming a thing, and I shouldn't be saying that on the radio, but also I was 17, and it was also my first drinks. It was a lot of firsts, so
Tana's trying to get you in trouble.
I was really into music, but I was also focused on other things. I don't know, maybe you had a different experience at the time. Maybe you didn't go out as randomly as I did, but yeah, that's the song that came to mind.
Word. And this is P Square.
Yeah.
They're from Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken.
Introduce them.
No, it's okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
they really need.
They
that,
don't
but
need an
yeah,
introduction. If you know, you know.
It's P Square. The song is called Do Me, and in the club today it's still a huge thing, but it was huge back then as well. They're from Nigeria, and yeah, it's not like everybody was on SoundCloud or anything at the time, but the song did travel very well for the time. So yeah.
Thank you. You took some people back right now. Let's go.
Different say is, if I was your girl, all the things I do to you, I'd make you call up my name, might ask who it belongs to. If I was your woman, the things I do to you, but I'm not, so I can't and I won't. But if I was your girl.
All right, Tana, please introduce this track for us.
For those who don't know, I don't know where have you been, but joke. Jokes aside, this track is called If, originally from Janet Jackson, but yeah, it's an edit from, a remix from Kate Renata. This track I think was released back then, 2013, 2012, something like that. And it takes me really back to the days. Like, those were my first days of clubbing, and also the first days when I discovered SoundCloud. Like, this platform, SoundCloud, where there's a lot of jams and a lot of beautiful producers, artists. And my first days of clubbing was when, my cousin, shout out to her.
What's her name? Shout her out.
I'm just gonna say her first name, Shimvi.
Shout out Shimvi.
And also Tatiana, who were the ones who were organizing this party called Moonlight.
I went to it.
Oh yeah, that was
really Bazaar was
exactly.
It? Yeah.
And that's the first time. Yeah, you know how old we are. So Bazaar, that's where I discovered Kate Renata for the first time, and when he played this track, I'm like, yo, what is this track? What are those vibes? And that's where I fell in love with Kate Renata, who's also one of my goats in the music, in the producing skills and stuff. So yeah.
Did you go to the concert
recently? Yeah, I've been. I think since he's been here, I've been to every concert except the one when he was at Botanic. So yeah, I've been to his concert, but I haven't been to his after party.
Okay. Did you enjoy the concert?
Bro, like I said, from all the times that I've seen him, because I think the last time he was here was 2 years ago for the weekend, and it wasn't like in a stadium, but this time it was his concert after all the Grammys and the latest album that he had. The artistic direction during his concert, wow, like that was a great experiences, like with the screen, with all the lights, with the camera, the angles. I loved it. Every time that I see him, I'm always impressed, and this time, wow, impressive.
I went to the concert. I went to just I got a ticket for the after party, and then a friend invited me to the concert, and I felt that in the concert there was more space to dance.
Of course.
Because I couldn't enjoy the after party. Like you were at the after. And what did you think about the after party?
I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
But that's my personal opinion. I got there maybe 20 minutes before Kate Renata started, and I was very curious to hear him as a DJ. So I was not expecting him to play his songs.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that I was looking forward to, because I'm like, yeah, he's DJing at a club after his concert, so I want to see the DJ. And I was not a fan.
Yeah.
Everybody was pushing. It was horrible. It was super crowded. But
couldn't dance.
If I like the music, I'm gonna fight for it. And I'm gonna fight for my spot, and I'm gonna dance. But
throwing elbows like Ludacris.
At some point, I was just getting pushed around. And I was like, what is even the point?
Yeah.
I'm not even enjoying this. And just to be clear, I saw him at Dour Festival in 2017, something like that.
Okay.
It was incredible. He had just released 99%.
Okay.
And no, it was still to this day one of the best shows I've ever seen. But yeah, I was just curious to see him in a more DJ setting, and I was a bit disappointed. But as a DJ, I know that you can't judge the whole DJ just off of one set.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be against seeing him again in such a setting.
Okay. What's interesting is that we go from one Kate Renata song to another one.
Yeah.
Ha. Thank you, Dolly. By the Barbie, I can admit I likes the party. I spent the grip, I swipes the cardi. When I ice on my drip, my pricey got me. I'm the swami, I feel hip cat. I'm freaky fit that I can rip that. Ice on the wrist like ice a fish jet. When I like with a bitch that spicy, get that.
I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do.
Hey yo, P, do that freaky jam on the beat. Busy with that butter shit that bone feed. Did you tippy, did you double do that song sing? Flicky with some butter so that don't sing. If you cheeky cheddar,
All right. Bo, can you please introduce this for us?
Well, it's originally an Azalea Banks track called ATM Jam, and it was remixed by K Tronada. And I can't remember how I stumbled onto it, but I remember what it did to me. And
This got you in. This was the track that made you want to DJ.
well, of course, several things made me want to become a DJ, but again, when I saw the question you were asking,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that came to mind. So I
Beautiful.
decided to just trust it. I had never heard such a sound. I already knew of K Tronada, but when I discovered that specific track, I urgently needed to hear that in the club. And
Did you download it in SoundCloud?
I don't know, I must have ripped it off somewhere in bad quality or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did. And I was like, yeah, I need to be able to dance on that at a party in a club with a huge sound system. And I was like, I can't just trust this city and just wait. And I was like, maybe I could do it. And I was also listening to the song. I think, can you
Put the volume up? What?
put the volume up? See this part that's playing right now?
Yeah.
I wanted to jump it. I was like, I would love to be able to play the song, jump that part, and then jump back into this. And I was like, okay, I need to learn how to do
Cue
that.
points and stuff like
Hot
that. Yeah.
cues, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And now let me ask you a question. What, like, do you have a family that's musicians, or like, because I always believe that there has to be some lineage of like music in your family, and it went into you, and you were like, yo, I want music. Like, I want to push music. This is who I am.
I don't know, like, I wouldn't say musicians per se, but we are definitely music enjoyers and music lovers, and it's really a thing. I thought every household was like that, but like, you know, my dad that has like a huge collection of CDs. You don't, like, some of them I've never even listened to, but it's so huge that you never see the end of it.
Yeah.
He was always listening to music. My mom was always listening to music, and I know that it's something that they get from their respective families.
Yeah.
And it took several declinations between my siblings.
How many siblings are you?
There's 4 of us.
Okay, 4.
And we all love music, but we each took different directions with it. I learned to play the guitar.
Word.
My brother learned to play the piano. He's also a producer. My older brother, he also DJs, not as much as I do, but he also knows how to DJ. And my sister took the route of a collector. Like, I think out of the 4 of us, she might be the first one that actually bought like an actual deck with the vinyls, and so it's very present in each of us.
Wow.
And my nephew is a dancer, so yeah, it's a cycle that we stuck in, and I'm very happy that things are like that.
Well, I'm glad that they definitely, your family parties, your dad, they definitely put this influence on you, and that's why we have you as a DJ. So we have to give them their props and their flowers, because if it wasn't for them, you know, maybe you would have not been a DJ, you know?
Of course.
Or been pushing this music, so we definitely had to...
I've been very influenced by my parents and my siblings, because I'm the third one out of 4, so I was the younger one for a long time, so I got very influenced by them. And it's so funny because of course I'm grateful to my parents, but they play music all the time. It's all you ever hear, and then when you want to become an artist, they're surprised.
Word.
They're a bit shocked. They're like, "Oh, you don't want to work in finance?" And yeah, I think that's very funny. But yeah, of course, I have to thank them for that, and my siblings.
Word. And now we're gonna go and jump into another song that introduced you into DJing.
I thought you were gonna say another Kate Renards song. I was like,
No,
we need to chill.
No more Keitra.
Jordan, say what's your price? Just to back it up, you can hold my eyes. Jordan, say what's your price? Just to back it up, you can hold my eyes. Jordan, say what's your price? Just to back it up, you can hold my eyes. Jordan, say what's your price? Just to back it up, you can hold my eyes.
What up?
Tana, can you please introduce this?
Yeah. So this track is called Omi from Sango, but it's the remix of Taku. Yeah, this track means a lot to me because that's one of the tracks that has launched, let's say, my DJ career. Because I haven't started music as a DJ first. I started as a singer.
Yes, you were in a choir.
Yeah, I was in a choir.
I was trying to search for. I heard you had some videos on YouTube of you singing, and I was looking for them. I was like, "We'll pull them up right now."
Yeah, YouTube days, But yeah, I have some covers, and also play keyboard. So that's how I started myself into this music career. But then, yeah, this track, I saw it for the first time during Taku's Boiler Room, actually, in Los Angeles. And while we were talking about Kate Renards, you could also see Kate Renards jumping during the Boiler Room while Taku was playing one of his tracking. And he was like, "Oh, that's my track, that's my track." But yeah, shout out to Taku, because Taku, and that I just discovered it recently. Because now he's not...
He's more into photography.
And more now into creation, also art director. Like, do you know AirAsia?
Yes.
It's like an airline in Southeast Asia, one of the number ones. And he's the artistic director of it. And he did like an activation in the Philippines. And I was like, why the Philippines? And I just discovered that he's half Filipino and half Maori.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro.
He's from like Australia or New Zealand.
Australia,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
But
okay.
I'm like, us Filipinos, we're everywhere.
You're everywhere.
What the heck? But yeah, this track is really meaningful to me. And I remember even during my first sets, even though I was doing the warm-up, but for new DJs, don't do that. I was playing that track. But new DJs, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I warm up at random parties. Yeah. Because I love the track.
Yeah.
And then I was going back to a smooth vibe.
I think it happens to all of us. We start playing like our favorite tracks, and
Yeah.
we're like, "Yo, it's just about a vibe," and you're like, "No, you gotta warm up, guys. Chill out, chill out." But your family is musicians as well.
Yeah, so both sides, but mostly on my dad's side.
Okay.
So my grandpa, shout out to him, is my role model and idol, because he's the first one who introduced me to music. Like, he was playing back in the days with his brothers and band.
Okay, what kind of music?
So they were mostly, rock, jazz, ballads, those type. And they were touring around the Philippines, and he played like all the instruments. And I remember he was pulling up one of his guitars that he had like acoustic and sometimes electric. And I was like, "Yo, that's my grandpa."
Yeah, word.
And then always it was always a whole jam with the family. I also have cousins that are songwriters, singers also. There's one who also did the voice.
Oh, really?
In Belgium twice. She also went to the live.
Oh, nice. What's her name? Let's shout her out.
Andrea Alcoba.
Nice.
That's her name. And so yeah, there's also a lot of instrumentalists. And my dad has a choir also. Has a choir at church.
Okay. Do you still sing?
I still sing a little bit less because DJ career is taking over.
Yeah.
But
would you ever, some DJs like they do like the DJing and then they sing as well. Would you ever think of doing that?
yeah, I could do actually. I could do.
Maybe tonight.
Tonight. So tonight I'm closing with Ekani.
Okay.
So maybe for those who stayed that long.
Okay.
I will sing.
Okay. And what time is closing?
4 to 5. And
Okay.
if there's really a good vibe and a lot of people, we can push a little bit.
Okay.
More.
All right. And Bo, what time are you playing?
I'm playing at midnight, right after Golden Boy and before Charismatic. Yeah.
Okay. And is this your first times playing in Umi?
For me, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. First time playing at the Umi and first time playing together.
Word. Okay. That's what's up. Umi's a really cool club. I really enjoy the club.
Have you been there already?
Yeah, I've been there
nice.
for quite a couple parties. And for me, it's like, it's in the city center and they have 2 different rooms. And the second room upstairs is my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. There's something about it. There's like some energy. You'll see. Yeah. Make sure you guys come tonight at Umi. Okay. It's going to be fire. It's a collaboration between Le Jeune Club and Cultura. Am I right?
Correct.
And can you tell us who are the other artists that are playing tonight?
Yeah, so tonight we have Golden Boy, who's going to be starting up, and his a producer and a DJ and also an artist of Le Jeune Club. He's also a Filipino. I told you we're everywhere.
Pinoy Power.
Pinoy Power. Then we have Bomeng. We have Charismatic, who's coming up straight from the UK, from London. He's also the co-founder of, for those who know, Apartment Life. Then we have Bronca, who's Brazilian, and he's gonna be giving those electronic baile fire edits and tracks because he just released his latest EP. So what are the odds? So we're gonna discover his EP. And then right after him we have Raquel, who's gonna be also pushing this Brazilian vibe. And then you have Cultura Sound System, composed of Ekani and me, myself, and I.
Word. Yo, this is gonna be a lineup and a half. Wow.
It's a festival, actually.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
It's a
I was
festival
about to
lineup.
say, I was like, this is a festival. Word. So you guys here first. You already know tonight at Umi it's gonna go down, and it's gonna be fire. Definitely.
Word.
Sucus, vibration. Ouattara. Surtout na Lubumbashi ozwa nyonso basi bakolukaka kasi eloko nini yokoluka o mama ngalula mama ngalula ngalula mama ngalula yo.
Yes, Bo. Can you please introduce this song?
So this song is called Ngalula, and it's by Jean-P. Wab Gibson and Pom Pom Kuleta. And Those are Congolese artists. They typically play soukous music, which is it used to be a pretty popular genre in DRC, and that's where it emerged in DRC and also in the Republic of Congo, so the neighboring country. And it got really popular in the 70s, 80s, and it kind of spread throughout the continent, like even all the way to the Reunion Island. Like sometimes I research for a soukous song, and it's happened that I'm like, okay, this sounds really good, and of course I'm gonna assume that it's Congolese, and then no, it's done in some other country, but the similarities are pretty baffling, even after so many years. So
it comes from like influence from Congolese rumba, right? Like Congolese rumba came first, and then
yeah, it came first.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess at some point the people got the need to speed things up, because rumba is usually slower.
Yeah.
The percussions are a little bit less. They're smoother.
Yeah.
A little bit smoother.
Yeah, and the soukous comes from the French word souke, right, or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
There are several
theories. Okay, I don't know.
Some people say it's secousse, like to be shaken.
Shake it, yeah.
There's also that, like some people make parallels with the word zouk.
Okay.
So a lot of that, there's some documentation about it, but also it's from cultures where a lot of things are transmitted orally and not written down. So I don't know, sometimes in those types of situations where the information is a little bit spread out, so that's why you end up having like several theories about it.
And now in an interview, you said that it is important that when people Shazam you while you play, that they see a black artist.
Yeah, to me it's important.
And all the music that you play, and correct me if I'm wrong, comes from black artists.
Yeah, either in the featuring, sometimes they're in the featuring with non-black artists, but it's in a lot of genres. A lot of genres were invented by black people, but black people were also like kind of pushed out of the mainstream of that genre.
Which we see in electronic music.
Yeah. So actually, I have always done that ever since my first days of DJing, and I simply never stopped. And it was also a good thing for me because it pushed me to discover and to look for more black artists. Don't get me wrong, this is not shade to the black DJs that don't do it. It's just a personal thing. No shade to the non-black artists that make music. Sometimes I'll be hearing a banger and then I look up the artist and I'm like, yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna listen to you in my earphones or in my home, but I'm not gonna push it forwards because I count on the many other DJs to do it.
And why is it so important to you to push this?
Well, it's kind of a way. I'm not saying that it is enough, but the people that got pushed out of the mainstream, I'm trying to like drag them back in, to push them back in. Of course, it's a collective issue. It's a systemic issue. I'm not saying that I'm the solution, that this is the solution. Everything takes.
But you play your part, and that's how you contribute.
I try to play my part as much as I can. So it's not easy because a lot of people from a lot of races make a lot of good music.
Yeah.
But it's just discipline that I put upon myself, and I've been doing that for years now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, I love that. I love that answer, and I think it's for us at Ancestral. We always push. Well, I don't want to say push, but we always put like the spotlight on artists who push their culture in what they do. So for us, it's like an honor to have you, both of you, here because you guys are doing that in your own way, whether you see it or not. But it's very much needed, and that's why we consider like when these artists like yourselves are pushing their culture in their own way, and it's something that is needed for the culture, we want to put the spotlight because I think representation is very important, especially in the time that we live in.
Can I just add something?
Sure.
I know you didn't mean anything by that, so it's no shade at all. But I wouldn't go as far as to consider that like black culture is my culture. When I think about my culture, I think about Congolese culture, even Belgian, I guess, because I grew up here. So I would never go as far as to say, oh yeah, this song that I'm playing, like Haitian compa, yeah, that's also my culture. I just want to make that clear.
No, of course,
we
I know
can
what you
quickly
mean.
go into fetishization, but it's more of political will, I guess. So yeah, it's more of a political will.
Cool.
So yeah, I just wanted to.
Thank you.
to
No,
add
thank
that.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And now we're gonna go into the next song.
Pili na. Tag 5, tag 5, tag 5, tag 5 na lang. Tag 5, imong naong 5.
Yo, can you please introduce this?
Yeah, so
Track.
the track is called Budots, Tag 5. So Budots is a slang from the Philippines, more specifically in the Visayas region. And Budots means slacker, or in Tagalog as they say, tambay. So it's an electronic dance music that is from the year 2000s.
Does it have a name? Does it have like a...
Actually, it's called Budots. So
Budots.
that's the genre Budots.
Okay.
And there's also like a specific dance. And I'm not gonna showcase how you dance it, but I'm gonna let you YouTube it. And there's a specific dance, and if you play that song in that area, or even now in the Philippines, right now it's popping. Like it's really popping really hard. And what I was surprised is when I saw fellow friends, like the one who's pushing that culture really hard is Sgamo Alessandro from Italy. He played it during Amsterdam Dance event last year. We went wild, all the Filipinos. And also, I think it got super popular with the Boiler Room that DJ Love did. So DJ Love is one of the pioneers in that genre. And it's crazy because it was a Boiler Room only of that song, of this kind of genre, and people were vibing. And I think it was even one of the favorite Boiler Rooms during that year. It was 2 years ago. So I'm still amazed of how they pushed it forward, because I knew the song way back, but I was like, yo, how come? What are the odds? But it's crazy how music can really connect everyone without even knowing the meaning or the words of it. So that's what showcases my roots through this song.
Word. And for me, when I first discovered you, you were one of the first that I can say here in Belgium was pushing the Filipino culture. Like I booked you at an event and you brought a Filipino artist by Arthur Tan.
Yeah.
I've seen you do events. I think they're called Smooth Curator.
Smooth Curator, yeah.
And you brought in people from the
Philippines.
Philippine diaspora, like some from I think France or UK.
From London,
From London.
Clara Rosa, and I brought Sky Dominic from Manila, from the Philippines.
Okay, so please let us know, why is it so important that
Yeah,
push
so
this?
for me, it's really important because as you know, as a Filipino, I was born and raised here, but the Filipino culture was really deeply into me since way back, since my young age. Like, and I think we should all be proud of it, because sometimes, like that was just yesterday, I saw this documentary of this person who was ashamed of saying that she was Filipinos for some reasons, because it's not easy for us to live in another country that originally is not yours, where there's a different culture. So sometimes she was saying that she was hiding behind this glass of, I would say, maybe being ashamed of saying, yeah, my Filipino parents are working in this, I'm Filipino and stuff. And it's truly important for me to push this culture, to push my roots, and to build this bridge between Filipino artists, the Filipino diaspora, to where I live right now here. So it's Brussels. I'm not gonna do for the whole Europe, but if that's an entry point for the Filipino DJs or even artists, then let's go. And I've been seeing the impact of it, like the Filipino community here. I've seen Filipinos coming back to our parties. I'm like, I don't even know them, but I'm seeing familiar faces, and I'm happy to see their faces when they hear, this kind of song, Budots. And even now, there's also edits inspired from those that genre. So it's a full circle moment for me. So that's why it's really important to always push your culture, your roots, because it's genuine, it's not forced, so it's and for me it's something that it's truly meaningful to me. Yeah,
Or it's something that just comes natural because it's
exactly.
inside of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep pushing, people. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. And we got 2 last songs, and then we're done with the interview, unfortunately. But we got 2 more songs, and then we're gonna party tonight.
Hell yeah.
Come on. That's right.
How you doing, honey, baby? You know I don't ask for much, but for a girl spending time alone can be pretty rough. But I get a knock on my door. You know it's yours for sure. We can't wait for the bedroom, so we just hit the floor.
Sing it, girl.
It's all alright. I don't know, but I know what's happened to me, girl.
Sing it, y'all.
It's all alright. Break it down now.
Sing it, girls.
It's all alright. I don't know, but I know what's happened to me, girl. It's all alright.
Bo, can you please introduce this song?
This song is called Work It Out by Beyonce. It's a pretty old song. I think it's like you said, it must be like the early 2000s.
2000, yeah.
I'm gonna find the album. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna do it on air, but
It's okay. While you do that, I'll say why I asked you what's
Yeah.
a song that you want to play tonight.
okay, that's also why I laughed
Yeah.
when I heard it. I heard the beginning because
And tonight, for those that don't know, we're at Umi Club.
the question that you asked was, what song are you excited to play tonight? So that was like 4 days ago. I've changed my mind since then. That's why I was laughing. I was like, oh, damn. Okay. So let me start with the reason why I put it
Okay.
in here. I fell in love with that song when I was like, I don't know, 8, something like that, 10, around that age, because it was featured in the movie Austin Powers Gold Member.
Was it when she was in it, right? She was
Yeah,
in one
she
of the
was in
Austin.
it.
Okay.
And she had a very 70s, 80s foxy aesthetic. And she performed that song in the movie. And I remember just, falling in love with the instrumental. And also Neptune's, you can hear it. They produced it. And I never heard that song in the club. And I was like, I didn't know what the vibe was gonna be with Cultura and the event tonight. I still don't know if I'm gonna play or not, but if I end up playing, I'm gonna be very happy about it.
Word. And it's like, but I think you can get like if you had what's this called? Your time slot allows it that you can play something like this, or even you can start playing this, or do you want to close it? Like when would you throw this on?
Honestly, I would have thrown it if I was opening tonight. Like, of course, like when you open, you kind of control everything. I don't know how Golden Boy is gonna finish his set.
Yeah.
And that's gonna decide more or less the direction of mine. So I don't wanna. Sometimes there are tracks that I really wanna play, but if it doesn't really go well with my flow or the whole vibe, I'm not gonna force it. If it's not this time, it's gonna be another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was deeply buried in my library, and I stumbled onto it. I stumbled upon it like a week ago, and I was like, "Ooh, I need to play this at some point." So,
Would you mix into, like, let's say Golden Boy's last track, or would you start a new set? Like, how would you?
Well,
Depends.
it depends on
On how you feel, right?
how he finishes, and also I like to put a little cut before I start, so that the audience has an opportunity to give the previous DJ
Yeah,
their
right.
flowers.
Not many people do that, so that's
so-
awesome.
Yeah, get ready to give Golden Boy his flowers.
Word.
It's gonna
Shout out to
happen.
Golden Boy. And we move on to the next track. Last but not least.
If I tell you what you wanna know, love, there ain't another, don't want no other lover. I put nothing above ya, I kick 'em to the gutter. You try to shake me, wind up loving me crazy now. Look at us lately and tell 'em who's your lady. I never thought you'd be the one, make me shine brighter than the sun. There ain't no ups and downs, no winning outs, you're here right now.
Tana, can you please introduce this song for us?
So it's Never Leave You, for those who know, of course, from Lumidi. It's one of my edits.
Now, to be exact, you didn't give me an actual song.
No, and I'm not gonna play that tonight.
Yeah, and I was just like, let me go into SoundCloud and pick a song from his set, and I was like, all right,
You put me on the spot, right?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's.
I play it. That's why I was like,
thank you.
That's why I was like, all right, cool.
No, it's one of my first edits that I released, and I think I have to release those bunch of edits that are sleeping in my computer. But yeah, that's another topic. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna play that tonight. Sorry, but
Is there any last words you'd like to share
well
with us?
last word is I think tonight is gonna be a great night because expect the unexpected. From seeing Boming's set and from what she's been sharing with us today, I'm really excited, even for the rest of the roster. And I think that's a one-of-a-kind party and a one-of-a-kind lineup. You're not having that every time in Brussels. So,
No.
so if you're interested enough and to see something different than, your regular parties or lineup, I think tonight is the night where you should go out of your comfort zone and just discover this lineup, this awesome artists from here and internationally, and I think it's gonna be a great evening of discovery, and there's gonna be a great vibe and great people.
Word. Bo, do you have any last words for us?
It's pretty similar to what Anaflo just said. When I was booked for this event, I said yes because I like working with Le Jeune Club, but I didn't know who was gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yes, on the 10th of May I have this gig. I was already getting ready, and then I saw the lineup when the when the actual posts
When
went
the
on
flyers came
Instagram,
out.
and I was like, oh, okay, and it got me even more hyped.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play because, like you said, expect the unexpected. I'm gonna try some things, man. I'm gonna try some things, see how it goes, but I know I'm gonna have a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody else on the lineup perform.
Awesome. First off, I want to thank both of you for.
Thank you.
This is our first time doing an interview I think it's gonna be like 3 years. So we haven't done one in a while, and it's an honor to have you guys. Like I said, you guys are talented individuals, and I love what you guys are doing, and I can't wait to vibe with you guys tonight. Thank you so much. And everybody listening, shout out to you guys for listening. And you already know, tonight at Umi, GIMIC Radio signing off, Ancestral signing off, and until next time, guys. Cheers.